Yeah, it was good to come out and kind of set the tone early. We had a good first period, and for like 20 minutes straight, it seemed like it was power plays back and forth. Kind of took the good 5-on-5 play we had out of the game a little bit. But it was a hard-fought game for both teams, and they poured it on in the third period, so they gave a good push in them. And I think we tried to limit the inside chance as much as we can and try to lock it down a little bit. And Petey came up with a big goal there at a big time.
What has this team learned about protecting leads, say, compared to last year and this year? You guys have been money when you've been going to the third leading.
We just want to be comfortable in that situation. I know it's easier said than done, but we need to. If we want to be where we're at, we're going to be in that situation a lot. Up 1 or 2 going into the third period, and we don't want to change our game and sit back. If you sit back, teams are going to eat you alive at some point. They're going to get their look. So we're getting better at it. Not perfect by any means tonight. At points that game was kind of hard to watch with the rims and flips, but sometimes that's how it is. We kind of knew it was going to be that type of game, and we didn't want to crack with turnovers and such. So, I'm happy that I'm really happy we had a good start today.
That's the first time you guys have won 2 straight games since November 15th. Does that at all creep into your minds a little bit when you're kind of winning one, losing one? Is it kind of like, okay, we got to start stringing some together here?
It's a long season, man. It's day by day. We've said that since training camp. You want to win every game. We weren't playing our best for 2-3 weeks there, and we knew that, and still were able to not let the streaks pile up like we have in past years. So it's a grind of a season. We've played a lot of games in the league so far compared to some other teams, and you're going to have ebbs and flows during the season, but we just want to try to stay as even keel as we can, and I thought the last 2 games were pretty good.
What did you think of the play of Patrick Demko tonight?
Same as usual. He makes he makes it look easy, and we just learned to expect that from him, and I know that might be hard on him, but he's unreal.
JT, we could hear you, well, not just we, I think you calling for the puck on your goal was probably audible from the upper bowl. What did you see from Höglander and Brock there in terms of their work down low, and is that reflective of what Höglander's brought to your line?
Yeah, he's been great. I thought we had some good shifts in the first period or 2 together today. We just couldn't get in a rhythm by the time we got together and played 2 or 3 shifts in a row together. It was the third, and they were pushing pretty hard, but honestly, it was a great change by Petey. Very selfless by him. He easily could have hung around there to see what happened on offense. And I don't blame him, but he changed, and I kind of got lost in coverage just by coming off the bench, and I didn't know if they knew I changed. That's why I yelled so loud, probably. But they did a good job of buying some time for me.
And you talked about knowing that this was going to be a game with a lot of flips and rims. That's their brand of stress hockey, but usually when they play their brand of stress hockey, they spend a lot more time in the offensive zone than they did tonight. How were you guys able to out-Hurricanes the Hurricanes?
I don't know. We started to play like them a little bit. We were rimming and flipping everything. Maybe we got a little too predictable with the rimming in the third period there. They're cutting a lot of them off, but it's effective when everybody's on the same page. That's why it's worked for them for the last 5-8 years or whatever. They've been unreal. So they're a really hard team to play against, and they play very predictable hockey. And I think in a sense we can take a page out of their book, and they poured it on really hard in the
We're
third
happy.
period.
We knew what kind of team they are and what kind of game it would be. We talked about it, and I think we executed mostly well tonight. It was a very grindy game, but happy with our team performance.
How did you feel about your game?
I was happy, of course. I mean, it's easy to say, but I think our whole line was working well. We were being predictable. We were not spending that much time in the defensive zone, and we were getting pucks deep and got stuck. So.
I know you had a little bit of a rough spell, both you and your line, where you said you wanted to play.
Rick,
better.
you've been talking a lot about needing a 60-minute performance of late. Is that the closest you've got to that, or were you happy with the way your team played throughout the game tonight?
Yeah, team battle. I mean, obviously, I thought we should have been up, a lot better, and then obviously a couple of penalties we shouldn't have had, and we kind of let them back in the game. But I like the battle at the end too, the last third period. I mean, that's a good team. They've had a full court press on us, and we held serve.
How much has this team matured in terms of how effective you've been protecting leads this season and against a team like that in a game like that?
Yeah, no, I thought I thought that third period, I went to 3 lines, obviously, and the guys were taking 29, 30-second shifts. I thought that was a key. That was unselfish of the team to do that. We very rarely had anybody on the ice that was tired, which was nice. Like I said, they're a good team. They've full court pressed us, and thought we held up pretty good. And when we didn't, Demmer was there for us.
Not an easy team to control play against, but 5-on-5 you were able to tonight. Aside from the short shifts,
Yeah.
Was it just a simpler game that you guys were able to play to sort of out-Hurricanes the Hurricanes?
I just think our last 2 games we're playing faster. We're not massaging the puck. The D are getting up quick. The forwards are coming back quicker. And that's the style that we've been – that's the utopia that I'm looking for, right? That fast hockey and everybody playing the same way. And we're still striving for that. And tonight was another chip, another chipping away at it again.
Miller gets the goal off a partial change, which would have been one of those short shifts for Pettersson. Sort of 2 questions stemming from that goal. Is that the sort of work you're looking for down low from Niels Höglander in terms of being the first guy in and creating that chance? And what does it mean for the team when you've got a superstar player with a potential opportunity like that who gets off?
Well, that's what I mean. You had a lot of assists on that play. Actually, when we scored, everybody was cheering and high-fiving it. And I went up to Petey and I said, you should get an assist on that play. That's the unselfishness. If he stays on, who knows? But he comes off, Millsy comes on at, full bore. I mean, he came down the pipe like nobody could have, stopped him. And then obviously it was a hell of a play by Hoggy, and I think it was best. But that's the stuff, those are the staples we're looking for. Yep, for sure.
And just your view on the too many men on the ice penalties. It seemed like it was a mix-up between the same 2 left side defensemen too.
Well, obviously it's 3 now in 2 games, and we gotta, it's, we gotta shore up on it. Because we're full control of the game, and then you give them, what they have 2 or 3 power plays in a row, and that took a little bit of steam off us, right? But did a good job of killing it until that one. But yeah, that can happen, and all of us got to take responsibility, even the coaches.
The other 3 penalties were stick penalties. You talked about that last game. I mean, that must have been hard to keep a lid on.
I thought the first one was, I'm not sure about the first one, but, they're good refs. I mean, but you're right. So, we've been pretty disciplined the last couple of games, but the stick penalties are something that creeps in here, and we got to stamp that out for sure.
Carolina really likes to shoot the puck, which is kind of
high
opposite
volume
to what you want. How hard is that to defend against when they're keeping you kind of moving, reacting to rebounds, things like that?
Yeah, well, I think if when you play high volume shots, they're one of the best teams that shoot the puck from the strong side. You got to make sure that you box out, you get sticks. And for the most part, I thought we were pretty good. Like Carolina's really good because they always get those backdoor or they activate the weak side D. And I thought we were ready for some of it, but they're a good team. Sometimes they're going to beat you to the puck, and then you just got to stay in structure. And I thought we did a good job staying in structure.
Rick, what did you like from the penalty kill tonight? It felt like those initial clears that you're talking about when they gained possession, like that was happening tonight. Did you see that as well? Like
it was better.
Yeah.
It was better. The clears are better. I mean, that just saves you. We're obviously getting that one at the end. They scored there late. That's a tough one. I thought we could have got PK could have been clean tonight, but for the most part, the clears have been getting better. We're not there yet, but it's something that we're been working on.
With the depth defenseman kind of battling for the 6-7 spot, for Noah to continue his play on the penalty kill, how much does that help keep him in the lineup?
I thought Noah Juleson the last 3-4 games has really played well for us. Like I've seen his game. He's kind of doing the stuff we want him to do. He's a first pass guy. He's getting the puck up when very rarely I've seen him get in trouble on the breakouts. Like in the past, sometimes you get a little bit pickpocketed, and I think he's starting to understand body position with the puck, like little things like that. He's done a really nice job for us.
How about Demko's performance tonight, particularly on the penalty kill in the first period on some of those East-West plays?
Yeah. I mean, Denver was solid tonight, obviously. Those are the performances we get from our goalies most nights. Just solid, very solid.
Brock Besser coming into tonight, leading the league with 18 goals, comes out of the night still leading the league with 18 goals, but you can see some of those other aspects. He sets up the big goal for JT Miller, and as well, multiple shifts out on the ice, defending the one goalie with under 5 minutes to go. He seems to be working really hard to stay a well-rounded player.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of pride in a 200-foot game. He looks at me. He wants on the ice in those crucial moments to defend. And he's an underrated passer. I mean, that's a hell of a pass. He knows to go into spots. He's done a really nice job this year for us.
Teddy Bluger ends up playing a season high in ice time tonight. What do you think of his play specifically, like on the penalty kill?
Very good, Saul. This is, Teddy, I remember he missed a lot at the start of the year, and I guess just see him, he's getting, that goal. Yeah, the last game was phenomenal. He had some matchups. I put him in, he was really good in the dots. I think he was really, I don't know what it was on the dots, but I got radioed down that he's one of our better guys on the dots. Teddy, that line's been good. I mean, that for the last 10 games, those guys have very rarely, they're in our end. When I do game review, very rarely I have those guys on making mistakes in our own end. So obviously it's a credit to Teddy in that line.
Nils has been given more defensive responsibilities this season, like being on for more defensive zone faceoffs. And around 4 minutes into the third, he made a good play to kind of stop a breakout. Is this something you've noticed emerged in this game?
Hoggy? Hoglander?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. His body position, his awareness is something that he's worked on. Not throwing blind stuff. I'm watching him do less of that. And there's some key moments where, even down low, to keep a puck in. Even at the end there, the forecheck. And, when you're up, the last thing you want your team to do is play prevent. And he doesn't play prevent. He's first. I told him, I don't want you to back it up. So, throw the puck in his corner. He'll probably keep it in there for about 30 seconds. That's being a good defender to me.
Sam Lafferty scored in 3 out of his last 4 games.
Yeah.
What's he doing differently to position himself properly? Is it just as easy as, keeping a stick on the ice around the net, or have you noticed something different?
Well, I had a big grin when that's a typical power forward goal. If you look at that goal, he goes through the middle drive, I don't know, he bowls his way in, knocks people out, and then rebounds there and he puts it in. That's a power forward type of goal. You have to have those type of goals to win. So that's the type of guy that since we've acquired him, man, I don't know how many goals he's got now, but he's really come up big for us. And he's really helped Petey be in that fast forecheck, and he's relishing that role right now. Hopefully he can stay there.